I need a place to stay. I can't cover up my face. Don't cry. I am just a kid.
Pixel Gun 3D was one of the best mobile games of all time. The gameplay was fun and addicting as shit. The campaign was low-key pretty good and I kept shitting my ass in the Slenderman level. That level used to look scary as hell. The multiplayer was fun and it was fun to snipe through walls with the prototype, and getting absolutely destroyed by the ultimatum hurt more than that time I got a cucumber up my ass.
But now, all of this is gone. This game has become a pay-to-win mess. But let's start from the beginning so we can see this game's fall from grace.
How did Pixel Gun go from this to this to this? In order to see, we have to start from the beginning. Pixel Gun 3D was released May 2nd, 2013 by a game developer named Alex Krasnov, and it started off as a simple zombie shooter that, if I'm being honest, doesn't look that appealing. It just looked like Minecraft, but with guns. The game didn't really become popular until the multiplayer was released a few updates later, and that's when it really started to pop off. Engaging gameplay and the ability to play with friends, it quickly became a hit among mobile gamers, including me. One of the things that I thought was cool from the game was the campaign. The story was pretty forgettable and honestly kinda shitty, but you can't forget the boss fights, the soundtrack for each level, and these weird fucking walking vaginas. The story mode originally had 2 worlds and ended with the dragon boss fight. It later received a new world and it low-key was pretty good. I was so happy when I got this shit. And I used the shit out of it in the multiplayer, although I think it got removed from it. The multiplayer was a way more fun experience, and I used to have a lot of OP weapons. I had the Hellraiser, the Prototype, and the Dragon's Breath. Those guns used to be so OP. I also remember being at the max level, which was 31 at the time. But that's enough about my stupid shit. The overall gameplay in the multiplayer was phenomenal, and the maps are great. My favorite used to be Blockmore. I love that map. Whoever in Pixel Gun headquarters decided to take it away, fuck you. You should get fired. Lastly, the offline modes are pretty good too. They aren't too different from each other since they mostly had you killing zombies except that like one running one. That's pretty much it. As the game's popularity grew, so did its features. New maps, weapons, and game modes were introduced, keeping us players engaged and excited for what was to come. For a while, it seemed like Pixel Gun 3D was unstoppable, and it kinda was.
If I can prove that I never touched my balls.
However, as time went on, the game's focus began to shift. In-app purchases and microtransactions became more prevalent, and the game started to prioritize monetization over player experience. Weapons were introduced that made the OG OP weapons seem useless, and these new weapons came at a price. Greediness became a factor of the development team, and it shows a lot nowadays. Whenever I open the game up and it loads up, like 30 different fucking pop-ups show up begging me to give them my life savings for a fucking stupid gun. I also think that the game is not beginner friendly because you always start with the fucking shittiest guns like...
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
The only way to get the powerful weapons is to pay or just grind the shit out of the game. With each update, the game became more cluttered and confusing. The introduction of new features and shitty game modes like the Squid Games one and the Battle Royale mode, both of these modes greatly show the developers' greediness, and because both modes clearly came from trying to cash in on both of these popular things. This greediness ultimately led to a clusterfuck of uninteresting game modes and also led to a convoluted and overwhelming experience for new and old players. As the game continued to prioritize monetization and unnecessary updates, the once thriving community began to dwindle. Players became frustrated with the direction of the game and started to leave in search of a better gaming experience, like Fortnite. Ugh. I think we can all agree that the combination of an overemphasis on monetization, a cluttered gaming experience, and a dissatisfied community ultimately led to the downfall of Pixel Gun 3D.
Only time could tell if the game is ever going to come back to what it once was.